was saying that even the memories of God are desired in my heart. This is why the disciples were able to die the way that they did. This is why they were able to walk into those tortures, walk into those executions, and do it. That's why Peter was like, I'm not worthy. Because even the memories that he had of what God had done in his life were enough. They were the desires of his heart. Your name and your renown, knowing you. That's what it's about. And I'm telling you right now, until you get it, you're going to live a life that tells God and everybody else that he doesn't matter. Plain and simple. But when you get to that point, when you get to the point where you say, God, look, I've had a rough week, I've had a rough few days, and I know it's 3:30 and it's 3:45 and prayer's starting in 15 minutes, and God, I'll be honest, I really don't want to go. I'd rather stay at home, play Xbox. I'd rather watch TV. I'd rather get online. I'd rather go to the mall with my friends. When you get to the point that says, God, in spite of all that, I know that I need a fresh feeling of you. I need my cup filled up with you. Until you get to the point to where you push through and say, God, I don't want to, but I need to. Until you get to the point to when you're going through it, you just stop and you turn off 95.1 or 99.1 or 93.3 or 96.1 or whatever it is, and you throw on like a worship CD, or you just turn it all off while you're driving down the road or you're sitting in your room, and you just have a cry with God and say, God, I need you. I cry out for you. I don't know what the next step of my life is. I don't know where I'm going from here. God, I don't know what you want for me. God, I don't know why things are happening, but this is what I know. It's not fun. It's not easy, but you matter, and I need you right now. Until you get to that point, all you're saying is, you don't matter. Until you get to the point to when you're hanging out with those friends, maybe it's a boyfriend, maybe it's a girlfriend, maybe it's a relative, maybe it's a parent. And God puts something on your heart that says, talk to them. Invite them. Tell them that you'll be praying for them. One of the things I had to fight was just kind of going up to somebody, I'd like try to work a conversation that way, and God would be like, say it. I'm like, okay, just a second. What I'm going to do, God, is I'm going to start talking about sports and then about football, and then I'm going to move into Sam Bradford and Tim Tebow, and then I'm gonna talk about how they have a faith, and then in about 30 minutes, I think I can get around to where I can work an invitation into church. And for 30 minutes, God's like, invite them. Any day now, Brian, invite them. And I try to, instead of just saying, hey man, dude, Wednesday night we got church going on. You need to be there with me. It's awesome. It's fun. Okay, it's not fun. It's a little boring, but it matters. Whatever it is. So I know some of us are there. And what happens is God says, talk to them, pray for them, speak to them, tell them something, just invite them. And what we do is, well, God, I don't need to tell them I'm going to pray for them. I'll just pray for them. And we're so insecure. And we're so self-conscious. What are they going to say? They're going to think I'm weird, or I'm going to feel weird, or whatever. What you're saying is it doesn't matter. Because if it really did matter, if he really was the air that we breathe, if we really did stand in awe, if we really did get this, if we really did get this, we'd invite people. If we really did get this, we'd worship. If we really got this, we wouldn't sit there and talk to our neighbor while the preaching is going on. If it matters. If it matters. So my question to you tonight, does it matter? Does it really matter? Because this is what I believe, and I'm closing with this. This is what I believe. If it matters, I'll prepare more. And I'll be honest, I prepare my messages completely different than probably any other preacher. I really do. And that's just a thing that God and I have right now, and He's just walking me through some stuff. But I'll make it a priority. I won't wait till halfway through the week. If it matters, you'll show up. If it really matters, you'll take the opportunity you have to be a part of what God does in their life, and it'll be a priority in yours. If it matters, you'll live it. If it matters, you'll show up for prayer, not because it's fun, not to be seen, but because it's vital. If it matters, you'll bring your friends with you. And trust me, if your friends go to another church, let them go to another church, all right? All right? Don't be talking to your friends that have been going to Hibernia for 6 years and are involved in part of their worship team and invite them to church because it's easy and you can get away with talking to somebody about Jesus like that. If it matters, find the people who are on their way to hell and show them that it matters. If it matters, make it matter. Let me read this one last time. I'm not asking you to find a faith that's worth dying for. I'm asking you to find your faith that's worth living for. Yes, Lord, walking in the way of your laws, we wait for you. Your name and your renown are the desires of our heart. I don't care how you live your life. If you get this, if you get to the point to where His name and His renown are the desires of your heart, everything else will fall into place. You're never going to be perfect. You're never going to stop sinning because you're human. But it's that constant point of saying, you matter. It matters. Prayer matters. Walking the relationship day by day with Bible reading, that matters. Talking to your friends, it matters. Coming to church prepared matters. Getting your heart prepared before you get here, it matters. The disciples in the book of Acts, on the day of Pentecost, the Bible tells us clearly they were all in one accord. They were gathered together in one accord. Now understand, that doesn't mean, you guys can go ahead and start playing, that doesn't mean that they were all in one room. Yes, they were in one room. When it says that they were all gathered together in one accord, it means they were all in like mind, like spirit. They were all there for one purpose. They were all focused on one thing. Can you imagine how God can move through this place if Jacob shows up prepared for what God wants to do in his life? If Eddie shows up prepared for what God wants to do in his life. If Daniel shows up prepared for what God wants to do in his life. If Robert and Molly and Ashton and every single one of us show up prepared before we walk in those doors. All right? And I'm not saying you walk in the door speaking in tongues, okay? I'm not saying you come in a three-piece suit, wingtips, you know. I'm not saying that. Leave your tambourines at home, okay? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you get your heart right before you get here. You show up for prayer at 4 o'clock and you get prepared. Can you imagine what God would do in this place? Are you kidding me? I get goosebumps just thinking about it. When it matters to us, that's when we'll see that. As they sing the song, Alex, can you bring communion up here for me, buddy? as they sing the song, what we're going to do is we're going to place communion elements up here. Now, this is one of those things where you have to check yourself before you take it. You need to make sure that your heart, that your life, and that your soul is in right standing with God. And so here's what I want you to do. As they sing the song, if this message was for you, this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. Find a place at this altar. Get some need time. Tell God that He matters in your life. Make a commitment to make Him matter outside these doors. And then take some communion and reflect on the cross and the sacrifice that He made. If your life is great and you're right and you're like, I'm holy, it's all good, take some communion. Pray for a friend. We've got one song, two songs, one song?
One more.
One more song. We're going to sing this song. Then I'm going to have Jim come up and do offering. I'm going to make a couple announcements and we'll get out of here. If it matters to you, make it matter tonight.
You are the source, love, life, life can't be left behind, and no one else will do. Well, I will take hold of you, 'cause I need you, Jesus, to come to my rescue. Where else can I go? There's no other name by which I'm saved. Capture me with grace. You are the source of life. I can't be left behind. No one else will do. I will take hold of you, 'cause I need you, Jesus, to come to my rescue. Where else can I go? There's no other name by which I'm saved. Capture me with grace, 'cause I need you, Jesus, to come to my rescue. Where else can I go? There's no other name by which I'm saved. Capture me with grace.
This song right here, I kind of discovered when I was in a rather kind of dark place in my life. A couple of years ago, I was big into popping pills and all this other stuff that I wasn't supposed to be doing. And it's not like I was like, oh, I'm just gonna start popping pills. It's like I actually had surgery on my tooth. The doctor's like, all right, here's some painkillers, if it's hurting. So I was like, all right. So it just started from there, and I liked the feeling. And so I just got hooked, and I started, taking those when that was empty. I started buying from other people I could find. But and then one day I was just sitting in my room. I'm like, God, like, what have I got myself into? It's just like a snowball effect. Just got bigger and bigger. and I just didn't know where to go. I couldn't go to my mom because my mom's crazy.